if you are considering building a side hustle as extra income into your life, now is the time to consider it, whether you're an individual or a business, as a global start.
We're all familiar with the risks and the uncertainty in the South African environment, but how can you hedge yourself against this risk, particularly in terms of your income streams and your career? Well, Nic Haralambous is the author of How to Start a Side Hustle, and he believes that everybody should start a side hustle. Nic, welcome to the CRA channel. Could you tell us, why is it important for people to be exploring this idea of having a side business?
Yeah, this is definitely not my idea or a new idea, but it's one that I like to refresh with people. A secure financial future is a diversified financial future. And I think we've kind of all sat in the laurels of the last 2 decades of economic growth thinking, oh, my career will be here forever. My investments always go up. Everything is easy. And the last 12 to 18 months, if it's taught us anything, it's taught us that nothing is safe. Nothing is safe, not your career, not your savings, not your hedging, nothing. So what I've tried to help people understand with my new book is you need to start a side hustle. And that doesn't mean you need to start this massive business. You need to dedicate 18 hours a day. That is not what I preach. I just preach earning a little bit of extra income to add to your existing income streams, and then use that money to do things that are intelligent, like buy an asset that makes you more money. Don't use it to buy your new car. Don't sink that money into stuff that will never be seen again. So I think it's about building something that generates consistent recurring income that you can use to pay off your debt, save, and add to your secure financial future.
So Nic, we'll link to details of your book in the description below, but could you give us some highlights from the book, particularly around strategies that individuals can take in order to set up a side hustle and get their side business going?
So I basically have broken the book up into 4 sections, and these sections are what I kind of think of as the strategies for building a side hustle life. And the key thing here is you can't retrofit an idea into an already existing life. You have to make some changes. Some things have to give. And so the side hustle mile, as I call it, is your mindset, your ideas, your lifestyle, and then the effort that you put into your side hustle. In the first half of the book, I don't talk about business at all, because some of the key things to making a sustainable side hustle, which is what we want, right? There's no silver bullet here. It needs to be sustainable in your life, is your mindset and your lifestyle. So your mindset has to be right. You can't be stressed and anxious. You can't always be panicked and rushing from one thing to the next. You need to have a good mindset. You need to be happy and contented. Then your lifestyle takes into account how much sleep you get, how much exercise you get, the people in your life, whether you have communicated with them effectively and they're willing to let this lifestyle fit. And only then do we start talking about your ideas. What makes a good idea? Is it profitable? Can it make money? Do people want to buy from you? Is it something you're good at? And then finally, the effort that you put in, which always comes down to one really simple thing: get over yourself and start selling. Because most people protect their idea. They want it to be perfect. But I like to say that perfect is perilous. You can't wait for perfection. You just have to start selling. And a side hustle that doesn't make money is just a hobby. And then you may as well just do it for fun and not make it the stress in your life. So those are kind of the 4 very high level strategies: is get your mindset right, get your ideas right, get your lifestyle right, and then put in effort building the side hustle.
So Nic, our viewers will be very familiar with some of the uncertainties and the risks in the South African environment. And whilst I certainly think it's a good idea to jump in and start that side hustle, I think people also need to be realistic about some of the challenges that they're going to face operating in what is often a very hostile terrain. So what are some of the strategies that you would recommend for making sure that your side hustle stands the test of time in this environment?
So when it comes to building side hustles out in a slightly hostile economy like we're seeing globally, not just in South Africa, I like to focus on a couple of things. The one big thing is expectation. People's expectations are often out of sync with the reality of them building their side hustles. So the expectation is, I've been protecting this idea for 10 years. It's time for me to launch it, and I'm going to be rich in 3 months. And the reality is, it's going to take you 3 months to start the business, 3 months to get your first sale, and then another 3 months before you're breaking even. It just takes time to build these things, especially in an environment where disposable income has been completely tied up, where people aren't spending on frivolous things. So your idea has to really fit into the market that you're trying to sell to, and then you need to have the right expectation. Once you've set your expectations correctly, which often can be very hard, You need to dedicate consistent time to work on your idea. And I see this all the time. People have an idea and a flurry of obsessive work. They do 3 weeks of work on their side hustle and then stop because it's not making them rich. And unfortunately, it's always darkest before the dawn. So you have to work as hard as you can for as long as you can on the side hustle before you start reaping the benefits. And very often I'll see people set targets of 20,000 Rand a month in revenue from their side hustle in the first 3 months, when actually you should probably be expecting 20,000 Rand in revenue for your first 10 months. And then after that, you can slowly start scaling it up. If you set your expectations right and you do the consistent work, it's likely that your side hustle will integrate effectively into your life and bring you the right amount of income over a period of 2 or 3 years.
So Nic, that's the South African environment, but what about the global environment? How can South African businesses take advantage of opportunities overseas and start to earn that foreign income?
Yeah, I think if you are considering building a side hustle as extra income into your life, now is the time to consider it, whether you're an individual or a business, as a global start. Like, building things for a local audience doesn't make sense in a remote world when people have gotten used to digital meetings and virtual buying and e-commerce and all sorts of interesting things. So from the get-go, you need to pivot towards the skills you already have, and then figure out ways that you can earn money from these skills in different markets from different kinds of customers on different platforms. For example, if you are a designer, you can use platforms like Upwork or Fiverr to get customers from anywhere in the world. If you speak multiple languages, why only teach people in your neighborhood? Why not jump onto Skype and offer up Skype sessions for 30 minutes at 50 euros so that people can help, you can help people learn a new language? There are just so many ways to figure out how to make an international currency worth your while that thinking local first makes no sense in 2021.
Well, thanks very much, Nic. If you enjoyed this analysis, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Are you going to be starting a side hustle? And if you are, what challenges might you face in the South African business environment? My name is David Ansara, and this is the Center for Risk Analysis. Until next time, take care.